The world of Zen. New Harmony, the city built upon the remains of the great Imperium Empire. Now a safe haven to all peoples and races. A land unfettered of the quandaries and frailties of the mortal realm. It is a land of enlightenment, of equality, and ultimately, of balance. Hey, this is Questline. My name's Steve. I'll be your quest lord.
And I'm Ben Uy, one of the players in this game.
And I'm Quinn Coulson. I'm the other player in this.
Let's party. Questline!
So, if you're not familiar with role-playing game, basically, Mickey over here, he's our game master. He's the god of this world. What he says goes, and we'll have some dice rolls throughout the game to kind of determine what happens, what doesn't happen. And honestly, the goal of this is just to have fun. We're just three guys, Saturday night, just coming together, getting some stories going. So it's going to be a lot more freeform than most other role-playing groups.
This isn't your average D&D.
Correct. Yeah.
Too complicated for us. We just like to have fun.
We're pretty stupid here. So with that...
Well, I mean,
like,
some
I created a whole world. That's cool.
As did I.
As did I.
Alright, I wasn't the first one. I suck. I'm the dumbest of the three.
It's okay. We still
well,
love
it can't
you.
be that dumb. We're choosing your world for this podcast.
That's the truth.
It's just
That's
because your
the truth.
guys' worlds weren't in a place to do it.
Hey, I can talk to you guys, and we'll do mine at some point.
Yeah,
Okay?
we'll get into it.
Yeah,
We'll
that'd
do
be
mine
fun.
at some
That'd be
point. I
fun.
promise.
But yeah, for now, we're going to be in Mickey's world, and I'll let him introduce everything that's been going on, and then we'll introduce our characters after.
Cool.
Yeah.
So, Ben and Quinn have kind of been in the world already. We've messed around a few times. And, yeah. Basically, the world itself is called Zen. And, yeah, it's... Yeah, there's not much going on.
It's Zen. This is good.
It's Zen, yeah, that's the
It's
point
just,
of
it is what it is. Like,
So like, who's
don't
in,
even worry about it.
yeah? So like, who's in charge of Zen? Any wars going on?
It's an empire controlled by a man named Thon. Thon the Balanced is his title. So he's pretty cool. And he calls it kind of like his harmonized empire. Basically, his thought process was to unite the two great gods under one empire rather than duking it out. So it's pretty cool. I guess just to kind of like give your guys' characters like an initial intro. So we have Dazla, who's Quinn's character, and we have Atlas, who's Ben's character, and they are under the employ of Thon because of various circumstances that we kind of played through, and I'm sure will come up as we play in the future. So I won't go too much into detail about that.
You're not missing out on a ton. It was it was more kind of like building up the initial world, introduction, all that. Really discovering who our characters were. Yeah, and
Just finding out who we really are
Yeah.
deep inside.
Yeah, and getting heartbroken because my wife is dead. Thank you.
I didn't want any love stories.
That's fair. that's fair. We're all about that manly action here. Obviously.
I just don't think Mickey wanted to try and narrate any romantic scenes.
I also just don't want to be the voice of a girl when I'm a man.
That's fair.
But
That's
it'll
understandable.
happen anyway.
Yep. You play all the characters.
All of them.
I will make it my goal to seek out female characters.
Perfect.
Alright, sweet. Well, Quinn, you want to give us like a overview of
Yeah, I'll
your
give you
character and...
I'll give you the 10-15 second rundown on Dazla here. Dazla is a giant. He has 4 arms. He was abandoned by the giant race essentially when he was born because he was a runt. He was taken by druids, raised, and yeah, he's just kind of laid back, takes things in stride, and likes to give Atlas crap. So yeah.
Yep, and that is Dazla. And Atlas Prightstalker, he's a Leonid of, well, he's basically half cat, half man. You know, he's... What can I say about him? Honorable, loyal, to a fault. He's one of those, like, lawful good characters, but is really bad at it.
What was he in infomercials?
Yeah, kind of like that. But yeah, he just uses hand-to-hand combat styles. He's a weapons master and utilizes chi for the most part for all that, and can counter most magical abilities. That's him.
He's dope.
Mhm.
Yeah. Cool. Sweet. Yeah. I don't think we missed anything. Cool.
Yep.
Jump on in.
Sounds good to me.
World drop us.
All right, cool. So the story is going to start off in New Harmony, the I guess capital of the Empire for Thon, and we're actually going to start off in your guys' apartment.
Okay.
So I've actually never been here. So you guys want to give us what's the apartment like? Give me the deeds.
Well, it's like 100% a bachelor pad. Like
Yo,
I mean, like Atlas is his bed. You know, it's one of those double-decker beds. But you know, since I'm a cat, it's just the single double-decker bed on top. There's nothing underneath it. It's just as high as it can possibly go, and I just kind of chill out up there. Other than that, it's just super Spartan with like my weapons and stuff in the armory next door.
It's just like a pile of weapons.
Yeah, just a pile of weapons, just chilling out there. It's whatever. Yeah.
Love it.
Oh.
All right. And I want to hear about Dazla's rock garden specifically. Can we have a D20 roll for epicness of the rock garden?
Yes, I want to know how epic
Here we
my
go.
own rock garden is.
It's
That's
moderately
a
epic.
16.
It's
That's a
moderately
moderately epic. It's not completely epic, but it's a pretty epic
We got,
rock
like,
garden.
some nice like statues.
Yeah, some nice statues, you know, hand carved, chiseled out, almost as chiseled as Dazla.
Got it.
Oh, what? Anyways,
I snorted at that in derision.
that's the hairball talking. But no, Dazla actually prefers to sleep out back in his rock garden. He raised by druids. He likes nature, but he's still not all like tree huggy in the same way. Not to mention most beds don't fit him super well because he's 8 feet tall. But he just kind of chills out back.
Sweet. So it's the middle of the day. Actually, I would say early. And we have our two bachelors here, chilling in their pad. When there's a knock at the door.
I go to answer it.
Thanks for the knock.
Yeah, for sure. I got you.
Atlas, get the door.
All right, you answer the door, and
It's your turn.
Is it really? Oh, fine. I'll go.
you open the door, and standing outside your front door is a very short dwarven character, and he looks at you guys. Or are both of you at the door, or just you?
No, just me.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
You just see like Dazla's head like kind of leaning back, like looking through the
You're
the
looking.
back door.
Your head is through the wall, just casually.
just casual hole. You're like, no big deal.
All right, you answer the door.
Okay.
To see this dwarf figure, who has many scars and battle wounds, many hammer marks, I would say.
How does one have a hammer mark?
It's like bruises, but like permanent.
You have flat spots, like
So,
road
flat
kill.
like-
spots. What do you mean?
What do you mean? So like indents in his body?
I was trying to think of a reason why we would call him
Yeah,
Squashy.
he turns
Squashy.
he turns sideways and he disappears.
Okay, cool.
It's very thin for a dwarf, not by choice.
No, he's just known for he took a lot of hammer hits.
And what do you want, short mutilated one?
I was wondering if the two of you could fill in for a couple people today.
Okay.
We
Where?
we need you on the Harmony Watch.
The Harmony Watch?
Yeah.
Is that the musical that they've got?
It's similar. Only there's no singing. And you walk around the Harmony Tower and watch it to make sure nobody blows anything up or kills anything.
Ah, very well. Guard duty. What a tedious and banal use of our abilities.
I'm in.
I like you, Dazzle. You're a good man. Wish everybody on the team was like you.
I mean, of course I will assist in this regard.
Willing to help. No strings attached.
Suck up.
Says you.
We get paid to do this.
Do we truly get paid?
Yes.
Oh, I mean,
I literally pay you.
very well. Take us, short mutilated one.
You just call me Squashy like everyone else.
Very well, Squashy. I shall follow.
Alright.
Dazla gets his 2 hammers and puts them on his back and goes.
I gear everything up. I've got my Pride Stalker blades, 2-handed broadsword, and
Man, it's almost
swords?
like it's the beginning of a quest and like something big might happen.
I know, right?
I'm sensing some serious plot development going on here.
Cool. So, Squashy walks you outside your apartment, and he just turns back to you guys and he says, "Just go and meet at New Harmony Tower. They got you there. I'm sure Lydia will be able to pull you up to speed."
Very well.
Cool.
How will we know Lydia?
She's the big one. And he turns and walks away.
I thought I was the big one.
Was she fat shaming her?
What?
Was he fat shaming her? You know, the big one. That is not typically something one would call a woman.
I thought you said fan chaining her. I was like, what does that even mean?
I mean, if you're into BDSM.
So Dazzle walks over to the tower before this gets any more awkward. And he learns any more about Atlas's weird fetishes.
You know what? I'm a cat. Gosh darn it. Let's go.
Fair, I think. All right, so you make your way down through Harmony or New Harmony. And you walk past the different districts, and as you're walking towards the New Harmony Tower, the buildings that surround you, I would say, get more expensive looking. Mm-hmm. They're built out of finer materials. They're much more decorated. The people that walk around are wearing much more higher class clothing, and I guess are much more careless with how they walk around.
So you're telling me we're seeing some serious swagger going on here.
I don't know if swagger is the word I would use.
Sauntering.
It's closer.
Sashaying.
Strolling? Maybe?
Strolling?
They're strolling?
They walk after the manner of the wealthy?
Yes.
You just had to.
Thank you,
Lucas.
Yes. Oh, man. So, anyway, you approach New Harmony Tower, and this building, as you look at it, is incredibly ornate. It has beautiful structuring. It has golden trim along its white marble. It has lots of banners hanging down with the emblems of the two gods, Zen and Chaos. Mm-hmm. And yeah, as you're walking, you come around a corner and you know without a doubt that Lydia is standing right in front of you. She is probably the biggest individual you've ever seen. She is of the elephant race. She stands probably 8 feet tall, has giant hands that can palm either of your faces. She probably has incredible hearing. She's got huge ears.
Dazzle is at Atlas. I found the object of your affection.
What? What are you talking? Shairo is the only love for me.
Lydia turns around and says, "Affection, huh?"
All that interesting talk you were saying as we left, the house about, ideas, so I didn't realize you didn't want to know.
Lydia,
what are you talking about?
Lydia, upon hearing all of this, runs over.
Oh dear.
Did I hear something about affection?
That would be Dazla. I apologize for my partner.
She leans in a little closer to you, Alice, and she gives you a wink. She's like, "You sure about that?" She winks like 4 times.
How big is she in relation to me?
Like she's like, you know that meme, how not to talk to short people, and it's like the guy standing with like his hands on his knees and he's leaning down really far. That's what she's doing.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
Please tell me she's really bad at winking.
Oh, she's horrible.
Blinking with
horrible.
Trying to wink, but her whole face kind of twitches.
Are you in pain? I'm like, excuse me, Lydia, but are you in pain?
That's what you call love. Double finger guns.
I am rather uncomfortable. Do we have human resources?
You gave her some heartache there.
I'm just kidding. Anyway.
You don't stand a chance.
Yeah, you're not even my type.
What? What was the point of all... Okay. Well,
so you guys are the newbies, huh?
Newbies is harsh.
I mean, you've never come to New Harmony Tower, though, right?
Of course not.
Yeah, you're noobs to New Harmony Tower.
Well,
this is where all the action happens.
I look around.
There's like 5 people you can see, maybe.
I don't trust that vendor.
And 4 of them are guards.
I shall go mess him up.
He's not walking like the wealthy.
I like it. Yeah,
Okay.
no, I mean, you're just having like small talk with Lydia. She's telling you a little bit about the guard duty. Basically, you're just going to be making rounds around the tower, just making sure that there's no suspicious activity. Roll d20s.
I got a 1.
I got a 10.
Okay. Nothing suspicious happens. All clear.
Good.
I trust that so much right now. I'm so confident that we did not miss something epically important or necessary.
I am suddenly very suspicious.
Can I look again?
No, actually, I'll tell you what. For your 10, I'll tell you can see.
There is somebody saying an explosive over there.
No,
Man, Atlas, how'd you miss that?
You see
What?
some people on the roofs of the buildings, along one side of the New Harmony Tower, but they don't look suspicious. They're just kind of hanging out. And then you see
Sunbathing.
a person in robes walk up and into the tower, but to your 10, not suspicious.
All right.
I was grooming myself. I'm assuming.
It's the most suspicious thing I've seen all day.
What?
You
know
have
what?
to in public.
I think I would be okay without the looking noises from now on.
Oh gosh, stop. Please, stop. No.
Hairball.
Sorry for my coughs randomly. It's not gonna
No,
sound
so anyway, Lydia finishes up her brief explanation of the job. It seems very simple. Like I said, just making rounds.
Okay.
And she says, "All right, well, I guess you guys are good to go, huh?
All right.
Cool." And she turns and starts walking away. And as she's walking, she stops in her tracks, very like mid-stride, and she's not moving at all.
I go over. Lydia, are you okay?
She's staring very intently at an individual walking out of the tower, and it's actually that individual that you noticed when you were first when you were walking with Lydia at the beginning of this. And she stops and she's looking at him, and all of a sudden she breaks into a sprint and starts going after him, and she yells back and says, "Go after the oracles, save them."
The who?
The oracles. So the oracles are the individuals that'll be inside New Harmony Tower, and they basically are the people that speak for the gods.
Ah, perfect.
Yep.
I race in, weapons drawn.
So as you are running towards the entrance, you run up the stairs, and you're about to run through the doorway. Go ahead and roll d20 for me.
I got an 8.
Okay.
That's better than your 1.
Yeah.
Much better. There's a large explosion. And with an 8, you do take some... well, I'll give you a choice.
Mm-hmm.
You can take some hits.
Okay.
And run through.
Okay.
Or you can dodge out.
I take hits and run through like a man.
Dang, he's cool. As you're running through, the explosion starts to crumple the doorway.
Okay.
And some
Oh crap,
different
I should have followed
rocks.
him.
Yeah, you should have.
Taza just staying there. Oh, I should do something.
And as you're running through the doorway, it starts to crumple on top of you, and
Oh dear.
your tail gets squishy squashed.
No, not my tail.
Squashy 2.
Squashy 2.0.
Oh dear.
And you are tail pinned for a moment, but you are on the inside of New Harmony Tower.
I pull. I try
Dazzle, what do you do?
How thick are these walls?
Pretty thick. I wouldn't recommend trying to do what you're thinking of doing.
battering ram.
I mean, Dazzle's big thing is manipulating Earth, so...
Battering ram.
We can do that.
I think, the front entrance is all caved in, isn't it? Like...
Yeah. It would definitely be easier to get through than a solid wall.
Dazzle thinks long and hard about this.
Wall it is.
definitely no. I'm
It's
going
cleaner
through.
entrance.
As I'm
It
pulling
looks so much nicer.
I can imagine. I'm like, I pull my kill free. Got it. And then the whole all the rubble just smashes onto me because of Dosla.
Dosla is definitely going through that rubble door.
Love it.
Okay.
Cool. So, before that happens, as you're running up, roll a d20 for me.
All right, let's do this. That is a 6.
6. Okay. Arrows are whizzing by you, and you do take some arrows in the back.
Ow.
Do you want to choose to go through the doorway or figure out what's going on out here? Who's shooting them arrows?
Oh, wherever they are, they're dead. Yeah, Doswa's gonna stay out there, and
Tazla stays outside.
he's gonna create a couple more squashies out here.
We split the party.
Squashies.
Oh crap, we're dead! What have we done? It's too late.
Oh no.
It's okay. This isn't D&D. You're actually more effective by yourselves.
Oh good.
You're right.
All right. So,
Splitting the party is the leading cause of success in Questline.
that's true. So we'll have our scene with Alice first. So Alice, you just managed to get your tail free from the rebel, and it's frayed. It doesn't feel good. You don't like your tail feeling like that.
I try to groom it, but then give up because it'll take too much time.
30 minutes in, you finally decide to
Everyone's dead. Good job, Alice.
No,
A+.
you get your tail free, and you look inside the room, and you can see the oracles.
Oh.
So to describe them a little bit, the oracles basically will provide advice to anyone that comes into New Harmony Tower. They don't care if they're good, evil, neutral, whatever.
Ugly.
If they are seeking power, the oracles can show you how to get more power.
Okay.
And that's kind of like the oracle's main duty.
Then
Why did we not talk to these before?
You have.
Oh.
You have before.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, so their appearance, the Oracle of Chaos, he looks just like an outline of a human, but black.
Mm.
And the Oracle of Zen, same thing, outline of actually a female human, but just perfect white. And you actually can't see Zen. You can see Chaos, and he is standing on the other side of a large column that's fallen to the ground, and he's waving you over.
I run there.
Yeah. So you run there, and as you're running, you notice the state of Harmony Tower. There's not many people in here that are doing well. A lot of them are in pain and struggling.
Roll D20. How many people are having a bad day?
Oh, look at that! All of them.
10. Exactly. 10 people.
And as you're kind of taking in the surroundings, you notice a few columns that have been misplaced throughout the room.
Who put that there? It was supposed to go upstairs.
You notice banners that are in flames, people screaming. It's not a good scene.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
I run over to the Oracle of Chaos, and I'm like, where is the Oracle of Zen?
As you speak to Chaos about the location of Zen, he speaks to you in a voice that is doubled. You not only hear his voice, but also the voice of Zen.
Could you do that for me?
Yeah, let me try. No, so who knows? We'll see how creative I get with the edits here.
Please tell me that was your best rendition of your throat singing.
Oh gosh.
No, we'll get to throat singing later. That's Lydia's specialty.
Oh my gosh.
As you approach him, he gestures to his right and says, Zen doesn't have much time left. But you also hear Zen saying these exact words, and you hear them coming from Zen. And you look to the side, and you see Zen actually pinned underneath this column next to you.
Oh. I use all of my might to pull out my 200 broadsword and use it as a lever to.
I was like, you're chopping off her legs.
Use all my might to murder the Oracle myself, just so I can claim that title.
No, I pull out my 200 broadsword, ancestral blade, and I'm gonna use it as a lever because this is important. Actually, I'll just keep it in my sheath and like try to lift it up.
So as you start reaching for your broadsword,
Yeah.
Chaos, he just lifts a hand and says, "No, we don't have much time." And as you stand there, he speaks a prophecy. Thank you.
Okay.
And actually, you hear both Zen and Chaos's voice.
Yes.
And they say, "When those you trust most betray you, and the journey you tread difficult, remember, there are those who still trust in you to accomplish your goals." And as they say this, Chaos, his eyes start to glow, and same with Zen. And they finish this prophecy, and then they have these strange smiles on their faces, which is weird because they don't really have any defining features. You can't really see their faces, but you can tell at this moment that both Zen and Chaos are smiling. And then Chaos and Zen, both of their colors, their black and white color, almost funnel out of their bodies through their out their heads and fly up towards the ceiling and kind of do this spiral together. And there's this very ornately decorated hole at the very roof of the building, several stories up, and they actually fly through this hole, and you lose sight of them. And as you look back towards the bodies that were once Chaos and Zen's oracles, they do a sharp breath for a moment and then crumple to dust.
Oh my goodness, these are Force ghosts!
What? Is that a Star Wars?
Yes, 100%.
Star Wars?
Yeah, that's what I'm going with.
That went straight over my head.
I'm sorry to everyone that hasn't seen the new Star Wars.
What?
That was the worst.
No, that happens in the old ones too.
Trilogy. That was
Did
the
they?
whole thing.
Oh, I guess when they die.
Yeah.
Huh. Those are different.
Because Yoda.
Those are different.
Okay, alright. Anyways, here we are.
Welcome to our podcast on Star Wars.
If you're just joining us now, we've been talking about Star Wars the whole time. Okay.
Psych! You thought it was more like
We were
D&D.
just talking about the ratio of Kylo Ren. I mean, his arms definitely aren't that
Are
big.
we really going to get into that?
No,
one?
we're not. So yeah, Chaos and Zen funneling through the ceiling, dust
Yeah.
bodies.
I
Woo!
mean, they flew through. Yeah. Anyway.
Okay.
And with that, we'll jump back to Dosla. Dosla, you are standing in front of this doorway. Arrows have just jabbed into your back. And you turn and notice those people that you thought were very inconspicuous earlier
The sunbathers
are now very conspicuous.
Wow.
Um,
Not sure why they put those dark cloaks on just to shoot at me when I saw them, but
yeah, I mean, they are wearing dark cloaks with strange designs that you can't exactly make out from this distance. They're all manning large or really big longbows, and a couple of them have, I guess, what will look more like cannons, although you've probably never seen too many cannons yourself. But that's what they are. What do you want to do?
fair enough. How many are there?
There are 7.
7.
7 of them.
Are they like all scattered across very like are they all on like, their own
They're
rooftop?
on separate roofs.
or...
Yeah. So you have a couple of them are congregated, but the largest group they have is 2 or 3. 3.
How far am I from these buildings?
You could get there in probably 10 seconds.
Is there anything nearby I could throw?
There's a lot of earth around you.
Yeah, that's a valid point. Yeah, that might be usable.
If you look directly underneath you,
Amazing! Don't even know why I always have so much trouble finding it. Alright.
it's tough to find sometimes.
Hey, I got it. Dazzle's gonna pull out his hammers, and he's going to... Basically, he's gonna pull like an Avatar Last Airbender thing. Make a pillar of earth pop out, and then start bashing chunks of that at these guys.
I love it. Like hockey.
Yeah, pretty much, but with hammers.
And earth.
And earth.
And people. I guess that's hockey.
Pretty dang close, yeah.
Alright, give me an epicness roll.
Oh, alright, here we go. Epicness roll. Give me some epic. That is not epic. That is a 5.
Alright, I mean, it's you still do it. But it's not going to be that cool.
So I wish this was cooler. Dang me, just my plain functionality.
The archer's like, don't we all? And then he gets his head taken off by a freaking piece of earth.
That looks lame. Oh, Jimmy!
No, they definitely start centralizing their fire on you now, noticing that you are actually a threat to them. So arrows are flying at you. You notice...
I didn't look like a threat before. 8 feet tall giant with 4 arms.
You look kind of threatening. No, and you notice one of the cannons. As you're looking at it more closely, it's more earthen than anything. It's very similar to how you would probably, I guess, use earth in magic. It's essentially an earth cannon. But you notice it turn and start to face you. And then you notice another individual standing next to that cannon. He pushes his hand puts his hand in front of the cannon's muzzle, and you start to see fire around his hand going into the cannon.
Oh, great. Yeah, an all-natural cannon crew here.
That's not
basically.
Good. It's really bad.
You have about no seconds to respond. What do you want to do?
Well, you die.
No seconds!
Well, that's too bad. And that's Questline, guys.
Hope you enjoyed it. Dazzle's dead. Yeah. Short life. New character. Yeah. Gosh. Dazzle's not exactly fast. I want to just try and, this is probably a really bad idea. I want to try and baseball bat this thing.
Those are the best ideas.
I want to baseball bat their cannonball.
I like that.
Nice.
This one's
preferably right back into the cannon.
This one's going to be a can you do it roll. So give me a d20. If it's less than 10, you're going to get squashied.
That's a 4. I gotta stop rolling on this box, I think. It's too bouncy.
We'll say this is what happens.
No.
You go to base...
I need my punishment. Come on.
Oh, I'm giving you your punishment.
I'm just saying.
Nice.
You've pulled out your big hammer. Your 4-handed hammer. And you go to baseball bat this. And you time it pretty good, actually. Except for that it's a cannon.
It's a small detail.
Yeah. And your hammer flies out of your hands backwards and smashes through probably one of the most beautiful
women
you've ever seen.
No, probably one of the most beautiful stained glass windows you've ever seen in your life.
Oh,
and
no.
it's completely demolished, and now your hammer's on the inside of New Harmony Tower.
Who put this hammer here?
And we flash back to Atlas, and a hammer comes flying and wedges itself in the column next to you, almost killing you.
How fortuitous.
How fortuitous.
The plot armor is thick with this one.
No, and that does happen, though. And as this happens, through the alternate entrance in the back of the building, 4 individuals come through. You notice 2 ruffians with torches and Molotovs, and fire mage, and 1 woman with horrible burn marks on her face and a very big longbow, as tall as she is.
As opposed to a very long big bow.
Correct.
What? Are you sure you're Englishing right?
I words properly at all times.
Okay, just making sure.
So what do you do?
I react really rapidly. I leap into action by throwing both of my... What just happened there? Pride Stalker blades. Thrown out. Ranger.
All right. So you pull your Pride Stalker blades
Yes.
from your armpit holsters,
Armpit
And
holsters.
That's what it looked like when you just gestured it to me.
For my chest
You're like
holsters.
this.
I mean, I guess that would work.
Yeah.
You know?
Armpit holsters are cool. Anyway, no, so they're on your chest. So you grab them, roll epicness.
I'm rolling epic. Oh, we don't have the box. Epicness. 19.
Oh gosh, you got other rolls now.
Alright.
Do I get like slow?
You are definitely going to kill one of them
Okay.
and hurt one pretty bad.
Okay.
How do you do it? Just paint that picture for me. Use those adjectives.
My my daggers come flying out of my hands. One of them just kind of cuts through the air, and you just see the air particles just parting next to it. And then it just accelerates into real time and just like spears one straight through the neck area. You know, I was going for like I was going for something else. I was like,
He was trying to throw some adjectives in there.
Sorry. He was just sitting there like gesturing at his neck. I was like, did you really forget the word?
No, I didn't. I was going for like thoracic area, but you know, whatever. Anyways,
The thoracic cavity.
yeah.
Next to the
that one, yeah.
Anyway,
It
so
goes
it goes
clean
through his
through,
neck.
kills that person, I'm assuming. And then the other one, how badly did I injure him? Like, with the 19, I'm assuming, like...
Tell me what you want to do and I'll tell you how badly it hurts him.
Okay, I'm going for the chest, actually.
Perfect.
Yeah. Mhm.
He's got a knife in his chest.
Good.
Love it.
I can see it. Good job.
Yeah. It's like it's actually happening.
Uh-huh.
No, he falls back in horrendous amounts of pain, and the fire mage actually walks up to him very calmly, rips the knife out of him, and then slams his hand down on the wound and cauterizes it right there.
Dear.
And then he drops the knife and immediately casts a very big fireball towards you.
Nice.
Yeah,
I like that.
yeah, it's like the size of a refrigerator.
Wow.
Yeah,
I try to cancel it using my magics.
you baseball bat it with your magic.
I
No.
put my hands together.
roll epicness.
I roll epicness again. 15.
Okay. This spell, this huge fireball is flying at you, and with your incredible amounts of magical ability, which is all centered around negating magic, you roar in defiance of this fireball, and it just dissipates right in front of you.
Perfect.
Poof.
Nice.
And it's gone.
Nice.
No more fireball.
I like that a lot.
Nobody likes fireballs anyway. Cool. Alright. Now what? What do you want to do?
I'm going for the fire mage.
Okay.
I mean, that makes sense, right?
Sure.
Okay, perfect. I pull out my broadsword and just.
Alright, you pull out
magic
your
is-
broadsword and you start running towards the fire mage, and we're going to cut back to Dotwood for a
Magic
second.
is definitely the biggest threat against you, obviously. Go for the guy that can't hurt you.
But the other one's on the ground, so.
There's also the longbow.
There's, you know,
Wait, who did I kill?
Too late.
thought it was
You are
just
attacking a
Ruffians.
Oh.
Injured ruffian.
Okay.
Longbow.
Got it. Might as well just kill the mage.
Yeah, whatever.
Can't
Alright, what do you do?
How many are left? How many did I even? Okay, I was gonna say how many did I got one with my. Okay.
Correct.
I'm just gonna run into the building underneath the ones who have the.
Gosh.
You've got to stop
I
dropping
need to
that.
stop, drop, and roll.
Anyways, I'm gonna run into the building like right underneath the ones with the cannon,
Mm-hmm.
and then I want to use my my two-hander hammers, and I want to just rip out the ceiling.
Ooh,
I want to cave it in
nice.
so they fall through.
Okay.
Good call.
Roll epicness for me.
7.
Okay.
Gosh,
No, like, it still works. It's fine.
I use up all my good rolls, man. Like you guys.
Yeah, you do. Gosh. Okay. So, let me paint this little picture for you. All right?
Give me a vision.
Here's your vision. All right. Let me reach into my paint tool set.
Paint like Microsoft. You picked the absolute worst image to paint with. Okay. go.
Let me pull out my my palette
Okay.
of colors.
Perfect.
So
Photoshop.
we're gonna go for a little bit of blue steel here, and a little bit of fire red,
Blue magnet.
and a little bit of poop brown.
You ready for that?
You
It's got significantly less pleasant.
you run in to this absolutely gorgeous building standing next to New Harmony Tower. And as you run in, you see civilians, obviously.
This is for your own protection.
Lots of them. All of which scream as you burst through this door that you completely knock off the hinges.
And it's like one of those super ornate ones, you know,
Yeah.
Pulse of Fortune, mahogany.
Yeah,
Got
and also as you blow through the door, we go into one of those slow-mo, like in video games, and you bust through a door, and you have
some Call of Duty breach.
exactly, you just breach this door. You now have that breach time to try and solve this issue of there are tons of civilians in this building. What do you do?
But are we talking like wall to wall packed right now, or?
Like you're in a restaurant.
Oh, the restaurant.
What's a restaurant doing so close to New Harmony Tower?
Why not?
Hey, that's a tourist trap right there. Go see the oracles. Go get a sandwich.
Falafel.
Can't go wrong
Go
with
to
kebabs.
the oracles. Go get a gyro afterward. Okay, it's
pronounced Hyro. Just kidding. I have no
Hyrule?
idea. Hero.
Guys, it's gyro.
Oh god. Anyways, I'm just gonna look for. I just want to break out the ceiling right underneath these guys. So I assume anyone I start running at is probably gonna move out of the way.
Yes, but if you collapse a building, it's gonna land on them.
I don't imagine I'm gonna be able to collapse the entire building. I just want to tear out the ceiling beneath the guys who have the cannon.
Or you could just
You have no way of knowing where they are specifically.
Then I'm going through the ceiling and I'm going up there.
Okay. Breach time over. Act.
Superman
What do you
jump.
do?
Superman jump.
I run in. Is this like a 2-story building or just like a 1-story building? Like
Yeah, 2 stories.
2-story? What the jump?
I mean, you could do it.
I run up the stairs.
I do love that
And-
picture.
Just look to the manager. Where are the stairs? He
Over there, sir.
Thank you. Everyone gets falafel.
What?
Yes.
I don't know why.
Next door's where the falafels are. Everybody's really excited and starts running out of the building.
I run up the stairs, and if there's another door up there, I go through it.
Alright, cool. You're on the 2nd floor. There's no direct roof access.
I make direct roof access.
Roll me some epicness.
That's a nat 20 right there.
Nat 20.
Nat
Here we go.
20.
Alright.
Critical epicness. Like, if there's any more epicness, I could power a city.
Quinn, I hand my palette of paints to you.
Oh, crap.
Drop me that scene.
Alright. So,
Where do you come up in relation to these individuals? What do you do when you see them? And how badly do they blow up?
So, Dosla swings both hammers up and just blows a hole in the ceiling and jumps up through it immediately.
Mm-hmm.
And he sees these 2 ruffians with their cannon, and he immediately grabs the cannon and just shoves one of these ruffians into it.
Wow. I like that. Okay.
And then, imagine that they've been priming this thing, getting ready to go again.
No, but you just stomp on the ground and
Yeah, pretty
you
much.
just push him right out.
Exactly. I
At
just shoot
incredible
him out of his
velocity.
own. I just shoot him out of his own cannon.
Oh, that can't be healthy.
No. Generally, it causes
Death.
diarrhea and constipation.
Oh, that's a worse
Also, a
combination.
bad infection.
Uh-huh. And
Am I missing?
I think-
Death.
Yeah,
Death.
that's
Death is the other one.
Good.
He's dead.
Good. Okay. So dead. All right.
Mhm.
There's the one left. Yeah, then it's just basically gonna get turned into a punching machine. Dawson's gonna use 2 of his arms and pin this guy's sides, his arms to his side, and then just start wailing on him with his other 2 arms.
All right. Okay.
Just beating him into the ground.
Cool. You beat him into the ground until he is the ground.
You mean the ceiling, right?
No,
You're
the
on
ground.
top of the okay. All right. Well,
No, just kidding. Yeah.
I'm
sure,
so
the ceiling.
sorry, restaurant owner.
he actually, yes, he blasts through the ceiling onto the 2nd floor. You want to go with him? Or are you still up there?
is there anyone?
I'll go with him. Why not?
Okay, you are on the 2nd floor. You now crash through the 2nd floor. You're on the 1st floor because combined weight. Also, you're huge.
Mm-hmm.
So, ground level again. What's your next move? So you have 4 left, and they are on the buildings on either side of you.
I first look at the manager. Do you have insurance?
No, sir. Only kebab.
You screwed up.
Oh my goodness.
Oh
How did
god.
his voice change?
He was not. That was.
That was the assistant manager before. This is the real manager.
Oh gosh. Let's face it. I'm already screwing this place up. I'm just gonna go through the wall and into the next building.
The falafel?
You come back for samples! You blast through the wall and you're now in the falafel building.
I make sure that
There's now
everyone
tons of civilians.
I sent them all here.
Oh my gosh.
Oh no. Oh gosh.
You blast through the wall, and like this, there was a booth on the other side of the wall. You blast through the booth, and you're now standing in the middle of this restaurant with people all around you, who all are looking at you. You also have an armful of kebabs. And these people drop their falafels, and we cut back to Atlas. Atlas,
Am I like in front of the mage yet?
you are sprinting at him.
Okay, I'm still mid sprint. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
What's
okay.
your attack?
Okay. I chi jump towards him.
Okay.
Like the point of my sword aiming at him, I just want to spear him right through.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool.
Mhm.
Give me an epicness roll.
Okay, epicness roll. Coming up. That's a 6. Boy.
6. All right. So you jump at him, and he throws up a.
Sorry, I thought you were gonna say he throws up.
He pukes. No. As you jump at him, a strange barrier appears in front of you. One that, if you didn't have magical detection abilities, you never would have seen. And you see it just in time to pull back enough that all you'll do is stab your spear into it. But it's, again, significantly stronger than you anticipated. You don't even dent it.
Oh gosh, that's not nice.
Yeah.
Well, I'll attempt to dispel it using
Okay.
magic.
Whoa. Roll it.
Is that successful on an 18?
18, let me check the double. The root. Yep, no, it works. You take a second jab at it and just blast through it. And as you stab through this barrier, the fire mage throws up as much fire as he can at you.
Okay, so I'm assuming I still got like the spell magic going for me.
No,
no?
that's just
Okay.
going to apply to the barrier.
Okay, perfect. I'm just gonna like.
And I'm going to say you also can't use magic against this fire attack. Just since you just used it and kind of weren't expecting it. You won't have enough time to cast something.
Oh man, I roll under it. Like, how big is this column of fire? A lot, I'm assuming, but like. How?
So let's. Yeah, he's probably not aiming so much at your feet, so you could probably dodge under it.
Here's what I do. I've got my 200 broadsword. I'll just hurl it through the fire, hoping to hit him and roll.
Okay,
Yeah?
I like that.
Okay.
Give me an epicness roll.
Okay.
I think. Ooh,
That's it. 2.
here's what I'm gonna say.
Okay.
You threw your sword, right?
Yep.
That's gone.
I
I
don't
don't even know where that went.
Oh dear. Oh boy.
But you dodge out of the way.
Okay.
All of a sudden, the longbow girl, who you now know is the one that cast that barrier. Just from kind of your magic checkout. She actually you don't see it, but it looks so cool that I just want to explain it.
Okay.
You look up and you notice her coming down at you from like a pretty incredible height.
What?
She essentially, what she did was she started running and then created barriers, like small stepping stone barriers, to jump up higher and higher.
That's OP.
And then just like freaking leapt out of the sky so that you wouldn't see her coming. She's now coming at you, and she is actually just going to slam down with her longbow right on your face.
I can't block or dodge.
You don't have any weapons left.
Not true.
Just what do you want to do?
Claws.
Dang.
Still a lion.
What do you want
That's
to
a
do?
good point. I will give you that one.
I mean, you got 4 arms.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm not like 4 of your arms.
Mm-hmm.
Not like 4. Anyway.
So you're
Go
telling me
ahead.
I'm armed.
Okay, she's coming down on me with her longbow.
Yep.
She's just gonna hit me with a long. I mean,
What?
like,
I mean, it's a thick chunk of
it
wood.
is a
That's
thick
gonna
chunk
hurt.
of wood, and yeah, it'll hurt. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna like. I could just sidestep, right? She's gonna come down hard on the ground.
You did just roll though.
I
Can
did
you
just roll.
sidestep?
Oh yeah, I'm kind of low to the ground. So I'm gonna try to grab onto it. No, that's terrible. That's a terrible idea. I can't think of what to do. Oh man. Okay, final decision.
Okay.
I leap up at her as well.
Ow.
Yes, I leap at her, going for her midsection.
Roll it.
Rolling. 16.
They see me rolling.
He's Atlas.
Alright.
Trying
What do you wanna
jump
do?
at the lady.
So I'm going.
You can.
For her
So
midsection.
here's what we're gonna say.
Okay.
You can paint me the picture.
Okay.
I'm gonna redact some of it
Okay.
and
Perfect.
say it doesn't happen exactly how you want it to.
I jump up at her, claws outstretched, and along with my massive jaw open. I'm going to tear out her guts, is what I'm going for. She made a horrible mistake jumping at a lion.
Okay. Here's what's gonna happen.
Okay.
As you come into contact with her torso area,
Mm-hmm.
barrier. However, that barrier is gonna be, I guess, constricted or not constricted.
Enveloping.
No, it's gonna stay with her, so it's permanently on her.
That's
So
annoying.
it's not like a floating in the air barrier.
Okay. Okay.
Cool.
So you come in contact with her,
Yeah.
and you guys just kind of like spin through the air,
Mm-hmm.
and you hit the ground,
Okay.
and she actually loses her longbow.
Perfect.
So now what?
Claws out. I'm just gonna keep slashing down at her face, neck, vulnerable spots. I mean, the barrier's only on her torso, or like, what are we?
It looks like she threw it up last second.
Okay. I mean, like, just jaw to the neck, rip out. Kind of, that's what I'm
Okay,
going
you're
for.
just gonna go for
Yeah,
that.
but we might want to leave someone alive.
There's a mage over there. And there's a horribly incapacitated longbow guy.
You hear the mage go,
Oh.
No, don't leave me alive. Leave her alive. She's the one that's important to the plot, man.
Why did you say it that way?
Who am I? Hold on a second.
Should I go back to law school?
I really need to rethink all my life choices.
I look around for like a rock or something instead.
No, do what you were gonna do.
If
If that's what you want to do.
I mean, like, I was gonna kill her.
Be
Yeah.
true to Atlas.
Yeah.
Cool.
Why did you kill the oracles? As I kill her.
Tell me everything. Stab.
I'm slashing on her jaw.
Ask questions first, immediately mutilate afterwards.
Yeah, it seems
Don't
to
wait
really
for
work
an
out.
answer.
Really needs to work on his interrogation skills.
I'm so bad at this.
Okay. So you come down to try and bite her head off,
Yeah.
and as you bite down, she puts up a hand,
Okay.
and you bite in on her wrist.
Okay.
And she manages to kind of toss you off to the side after some struggling for a moment, and she rolls over and jumps back, clutching her arm back to herself.
Mm-hmm.
And at that point, the fire mage again volleys a lot of fire, and the ruffian with the Molotov gets ready to throw that.
He's just getting ready to throw it, but the
He's
fire's
waiting to
leaping.
see where you're dodging.
Okay, I see that. I just get a loud roar off. I just yell enough and pour as much of my anti-magic into it.
Okay.
Basically, I just want to nullify his magic. It's so annoying.
All right. Give me a roll.
Okay.
Okay. Here's what happens.
Okay.
He got a 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't work. What do you scream? Give me the scream, but don't scream too loud. We got a microphone.
Enough.
You do your best to put on this really tough guy look, and instead you just
Enough.
Catch on fire.
You meow.
Alice goes through puberty.
You literally feel all of your magic shut off.
Oh dear.
And for the remainder of this fight, you're not going to be able to nullify any magic.
That sucks so bad.
And this fireball's flying at you.
I will roll in the direction of like where my weapons are at in relation to me.
You start trying to get towards him,
Mm-hmm.
and this fireball is going to hit you. And so, I think the last second you just kind of like jump and try and like curl into a ball, so like you can protect as much of you as possible.
Because I do have armor.
Yeah,
it's light armor, but I have armor.
Yeah, but it's magic fire.
You were gonna stink, burning fur.
That's true. That'll be
Not in
gross.
a good shape.
Yeah, gross.
I
Anyway.
like this.
We'll have to take you to the groomer.
This fireball flies at you. You jump and curl,
Mm-hmm.
and we're gonna cut to Dazzler for a second. Dazzler.
Kebabs in arm.
Kebabs in arm, falafels flailing.
Flailing? Great, flailing falafels.
Oh man, I hope that's like your catchphrase from now on. What do? You're in this building. You can only assume that the dudes with the arrows on the building surrounding the cannon are just waiting, anxious, or not anxious, but like scared for you to pop up through a roof and grab their legs and yank them down through. Horror movie style.
Is there no roof access from any of these? Like, how'd they all get up there?
So I mean, they're stairs on the backs of the buildings, kind of thing.
Fair enough. Should I throw them off and just sit down and eat?
What do you want to do?
I could totally do that.
You could.
And I don't want to waste all these kebabs. I mean,
This is your story, man.
oh man, that's a good point. I mean, I should at least take care of at least one more of these guys.
Hopefully.
There's 4 of them left.
I mean, they're still like potentially killing people.
That's a good point. I think Dazzle would care about that just a bit.
Hopefully. Otherwise, you make a crappy main character.
The other one's dying out. Kebabs, who cares?
I got falafels and kebabs, dog.
Oh my gosh. Dazzle logs away the brilliant
also,
idea
everyone
to...
is screaming at the top of their lungs.
Dazzle, first off, logs away the idea to make falafel kebabs. In the future. I'm not sure how that's going to work, but he logs it away.
Mark yourself down 5 experience.
Oh man. 5 experience. He runs up the stairs and he's going to try and repeat the process he pulled off with the cannon people.
This one is 3 stories tall. You get to the second story. How are you going up? Same way?
The stairs.
Hammers through the roof? There's
Well,
no...
You said I'm on the second floor and it's a 3-story building, so...
Yeah, so there's one more, right?
Yeah. Are you saying the roof?
I was saying the roof
third?
is the 3rd story.
Okay.
Sorry.
I think I'm actually gonna... This time, I just want to sprout spikes across the rooftop.
Okay, where are you getting the earth?
Fine. What is this? Isn't this building made out of stone?
It's like a marble. I'm gonna say it's not.
Not
It's
super.
not like-
Not super.
It's like metal
manipulable.
bending and earth bending kind of thing.
Okay, I got you. Is there a window?
Poof. There's a window.
Amazing.
Wow.
My carpentry skills are going up. Yeah, Delsa wants to go to the window and just kind of lean out and jump up and climb up the ledge of the edge of the ceiling or the edge of the roof.
Okay. Roll it. If you get less than a 10, you are falling from the 2nd story.
20.
Ooh!
Not 20.
You become Spider-Man.
All right.
4 arms. I'd better be good at climbing.
Hold on a second.
Uh-huh.
I pull out all my pencils, my sketching pencils,
Yes?
and I hand them to you.
Again. I assume there's just one person on this roof this time?
There's 2.
So, Dazla jumps out this window, kind of looks up and kind of crawls on the edge of this window and just jumps up and just grabs the edge of this roof.
Okay.
And just kind of
And let's say you have the drop on.
No,
I think you're gonna come through the middle of it.
yeah, exactly. So here's what happens. You see this view, and you see these guys bows ready, they're looking at the roof all over, and you just see these hands kind of behind them, just come up, and you just see this slow pull up as these eyes just kind of crest the ridge of this roof, and then you just see taps on their shoulders.
You see him
wait.
tap on the shoulders, and then it zooms out, and you just hear screams, and then we jump back to Alice. Because
Just wait for that moment of dawning comprehension that no.
All right. Yeah, that's a good amount of Dazzle. Atlas.
Okay.
So,
Uh-huh.
you just got scorched. You hit the ground. You roll a couple times, but you stand up. You're a little crispy.
I look for my weapons.
You're next to your broadsword.
I pick that up. Ugh. Okay. I'm going for the archer girl.
What do you want to do? Keep in mind,
Yeah.
you have no more magic. This mage is going to be a much bigger threat. Also,
Yes.
that Molotov is flying at you.
Oh, oh my goodness. Wait a minute. Can I catch the Molotov? Okay.
You can try and catch it.
I attempt to catch the Molotov that's coming at me.
If you fail,
I am on fire.
it's gonna explode in your
I
hand.
get that. I get that. I'm totally okay with this risk.
Roll it.
I'm excited at that too.
Okay, here's what happens. Here's what happens. Gosh.
I'm really bad at this, guys.
Okay. You attempt to catch this Molotov,
Oh no.
and you grab it, and you're successful. And you look at it, and you're like, dang, I just did that. And then you crush it in your hands, and it explodes.
I didn't think that would work. Oh no.
And as it explodes, the force from the explosion is...
Is this a Molotov or a grenade?
It's a Molotov,
God,
but
it doesn't
it's...
explode.
But as you crush it and it explodes, it's like the force of a 2 roll on a d20 explodes and knocks you back.
I don't know how to measure the force of a 2 roll on a d20.
This is physics.
Okay,
this is true physics.
Have you tried
right
applying
here.
physics?
Well, I have.
Use your psychology major
Uh-huh.
and apply the physics.
Well, you see, I'm getting hit by at least 2 newtons of force, which is nothing.
I think it's you're getting hit by 1 point from failure, complete failure.
Oh, yes, I see.
It's like you rolled a 1 twice.
Excellent. Excellent. I go flying, I'm assuming.
You go flying.
How bad is this? What shape am I in?
You hit the ground, and you lose your broadsword.
Oh gosh, I barely got that.
You barely got that. And large chunks of your armor are now missing.
Oh dear. This was my father's!
And there's a bright red warning sign going across your screen that says, "Warning, if you get hit again, you're captured."
I attempt to flee.
Oh, that's really pansy of you, Atlas. I'm disappointed.
I'm gonna regroup with Dazla.
You could capture Dazzle, so never mind. Anyway,
Dazla will sell me? What?
I was gonna say save you, but yes.
Oh!
Okay.
I'll give you a 30 for the pelt.
What?
All right. So
45 if you'll mount the head.
Oh dear.
I like that. No. Okay. So what do you do?
Well,
You have that warning sign.
I mean, like, if I take another hit,
Another
I try diplomacy. I attempt diplomacy.
All right, give it to me. You don't just roll for that, son. Actually, you don't roll for that.
Why are you here? What do you want?
She like points towards the dead oracles.
Oh,
It's like the. This is the mage, by the way.
okay.
We killed. Were you here earlier?
Yes, of course, but
We came for the.
But
oracles?
why?
We were like killing them.
what for what purpose? Are you
Well-
the resistance?
Let me give you our whole plot, our whole evil plot right now.
I sit
No!
down. I listen intently, nodding. What manner of sarcasm is this? As I'm walking over to my broadsword.
You see the mage like cast another fireball and it lands right on top of your broadsword. What do you do?
I have no weapons.
The longbow
can't
girl's
use-
going for her bow. by the
I
way.
can't use magic. How close am I to her bow? Because I know she dropped that.
Take a hostage.
I could take a hostage.
You're relatively close.
Okay.
You could get there before her if you sprinted for it.
Okay. I
Throw a rock. Do some damage.
sprint for the bow and try to grab that.
Okay. Roll. No, you got it. You
Okay,
have the bow.
perfect.
What do you do?
Uh,
also, you dodged a couple fireballs along
Okay.
the way.
Oh, got it. And the
Diplomacy
archer?
over.
Yeah.
No longer an option.
Right. And the archer's coming for me right now.
Mm-hmm.
So you
Okay.
use it like a bow staff.
I'm gonna
Okay,
try
that's horrible.
for our leg sweep. You know, because she's running at me.
Wait a second. Can you explain that joke for a second? Because I missed it completely.
It was a horrible joke in every possible way, and it should never be repeated.
I don't.
Alright.
Okay.
I love horrible jokes. Okay.
I'll
I can't even begin to think of what that joke was about.
It's a bow staff. You know what I'm talking about?
I mean, I know what a bow staff is.
Yeah, but I have a bow, and I'm using it as a staff. Hence the joke of a bow
I
staff.
think it's funnier that you didn't figure it out.
No, what a bow staff is, though?
No, a bow staff is not generally a bow.
I don't see why not.
What happens? Do I win?
You guys have been using bows wrong. I'm just saying.
Welcome to Medieval Weaponry 101 with the Questline.
That's the one.
Love it. Alright. Sorry, I feel dumb.
It's okay.
Okay. You have the bow staff.
Yep.
What are you doing?
I'm going for a leg sweep, or yeah, I'm just gonna try to trip her up, take her as a hostage, because that's literally all I got going for me right now.
Okay.
Okay.
Roll that.
It's a 15.
Alright. What do you want to do?
Try tripping her up, or if I
Sorry,
can,
you just explained that.
yeah. or if I can, I'm gonna like put the staff around her neck and like choke her a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here's what I'll give you.
Okay.
You can knock her unconscious,
Okay.
but
Okay. There's a but.
you'll get hit by a fireball.
Or okay.
So you could knock her unconscious and then you'd be captured. That's
Yeah,
what you just said.
Technically.
Wait, what?
Well,
So you could knock her unconscious, but it would be pointless.
Oh.
Option 1.
Okay, but you're literally like right outside.
Yeah, I'm busy. I got kebabs in one arm.
Sure.
I'm-
Alright,
I'm
if
just-
you don't
I'm
want to
just-
help, that's cool. That's fine.
oh dear. Go ahead.
Actually,
Sorry.
I guess you rolled a 15.
Sorry,
Yeah,
I
I did
I,
get a
I shouldn't be.
15.
You can knock her
Sorry.
unconscious.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you knock her unconscious.
Good.
That's the only option I can think of.
Okay, I knock her unconscious and immediately use her as a human shield. Not my finest moment. Certainly not my finest
Not
moment.
at all.
Warrior pride.
Alright, you knock her unconscious, and you pull her up, and you're dragging her
Yeah, I've
in front of you.
got a claw on her neck.
Okay.
Yep.
Give me a roll.
Oh, I'm rolling.
Put
What am I
down
rolling
your
for?
fireball.
7.
7.
Yep.
This fireball is flying at
She's already got burn scars, so what's this few more there?
Why is he throwing a fireball at?
you. Oh, because he literally doesn't care.
Wow, you guys are horrible.
They're evil.
Why are they evil though?
Because
Cause.
I tried jumping to the side, but also shielding her. from the
Wow,
fireball.
that's generous of you.
Because I'm actually a good guy
Okay,
deep down beneath all that fur.
you got a 7, right?
Yeah.
Here's what
Let her
happens.
take the hit.
She's gonna take the hit, but it's actually not that bad
Okay.
because she has a barrier up on her chest.
Oh.
So it works out.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you do take like a little bit of the fire, more of your fur's charred.
Ah.
Yeah.
This is gonna take ages to clean.
And to regrow.
I've got to lick all of this.
We're just gonna shave you and let you start fresh.
Ooh. Hey, you'll be like one of those. What are they called? Cats. Like Egyptian
Siamese
cats? Ew.
Yeah. Naked kitties.
That's
Anyway.
disgusting. But okay.
Anyway,
Yeah.
with that, you hear a big boom from the front of the building, and you turn and you see Lydia blast through the front door.
Oh my gosh.
And you see her carrying not one, not two, but 3 weapons.
Okay.
She has a big sword in her right hand.
Okay.
She's got, actually, I guess this isn't a weapon, but a shield in her left hand.
Okay.
And then she has a hammer in her trunk.
Didn't see that one coming at all. Wow.
I haven't seen this technique in years.
You see her blast through that front door and yank her trunk back, and she lobs that hammer towards the fire mage. And here's her roll. She gets a 12. The hammer flies through the air. It's right on target. The mage attempts to use fire to just kind of knock it a little bit out of the way.
Okay.
But it's still a really good throw, and it hits him pretty square.
Okay.
And he's knocked back and is stunned for a moment. You
Alright.
have just a split-second window. What do you do?
Okay. I assist Lydia in this with the mage distracted. I'm going for the ruffian. Was that it?
Mhm.
I'm going for the ruffian. Like he's unarmed, right? Pretty much.
So as you turn and start to go at him,
Mhm.
he puts his torch on the ground and he puts his hands in the air and he's like, "I'm done. I'm finished.
Just like that.
I'm out."
I tackle him and just keep yelling, "Stop resisting!"
Roll epicness.
14.
Okay. You run, you jump at him, and as you are mid-air,
Yeah.
he reaches behind him, and you see him pull a dagger out, but he's too slow, and you hit him, and he loses the dagger. And he's now on the ground beneath you.
Closed fist pummeling his face. Stop resisting! Stop resisting!
He's dead.
What?
You killed him.
I wasn't going for lethal. That's why I had my fist.
I mean, he did take a knife to the chest, though.
Oh, fine.
It's okay, he wasn't necessary to the plot.
I don't.
Otherwise,
I
I
don't
wouldn't have killed him.
Okay, well, I mean, like, not fist, but claws. Stop resisting!
Oh,
Alright. He's super dead.
Turned into a slasher flick. Okay.
And Lydia runs up to the mage and just puts a foot right on his chest.
Ooh.
And holds his sword to his throat.
Mhm.
And with that, we jump back to Dazla. Dazla, you now have 2 people behind you on the roof, unconscious / dead. What do? You've still got 2 more guys. They're on the same roof, other side of the falafel building.
Oh, same roof as me?
No. Other side. Other roof. Sorry. Next to the falafel building.
How far apart are these buildings?
You can jump it.
Oh, I'm jumping it. That was my plan.
Okay, cool.
You read my mind.
Alright. They see you coming. And one of them draws his bow back with a fire arrow and shoots it at you.
I pick up one of the bodies next to me and hold it up as a shield.
Wow, that's jacked up. Well, roll it. Let's roll it.
That's a 9.
Okay. The body takes it, but you lose the body.
I lost the body!
You no longer have a shield.
It was the butler!
Oh my goodness.
So, what are you doing?
I'm just gonna run and leap the gap.
Alright, you've leapt the gap.
I'm gonna fling a hammer at each of these guys.
Ooh. Alright. Roll it.
It's a 17.
Okay. Here's my palette. No, with
You're
the
doing it this
with the
time. I'm
17, I'm
explaining
gonna
enough of my
explain
kills.
it. Yeah. I mean, they are your kills.
Yeah, that was a fair point. But I like to give you the chance. I like to hear you
I
paint.
just Here's the thing.
It's like Bob Ross.
Sometimes I don't know what you want to do, and sometimes I want you to explain it because I talk a lot.
Well,
Okay.
that's true, but I also like to think of you as Bob Ross sometimes. I just like to watch you paint your happy little trees and these happy little death scenes.
All right. You throw one hammer, and then you're like, you know what? I'll throw the other one because everyone needs a friend. So these hammers go flying through the air. You see the first guy, he in a fit of pure adrenaline, reaches out to catch the hammer.
How?
It's and he's very confident with this. And actually, you know what? So confident, he's rolling. And he takes the hammer straight in the face. There's now a hammer in his skull, and he goes off the edge with the hammer. And the second guy attempts to dodge out of the way, but the hammer catches the back of his legs. And he spins a couple times, hits the ground, rolls, and manages to catch himself before he falls off the edge. Stands back up. He's good to go. And he pulls out these arrows that look like they're sparking. And he volleys a few at you. So roll your epicness. Good gravy,
18.
you and your rolls. These arrows.
Gio knows I sit here and I practice my rolls every
I
night.
feel like you do, honestly. They're way too good.
That's why they sucked for the first while. I was like 5, 3.
Great.
Okay, here's how I'm picturing it, because I think this would be cool.
Mm-hmm.
There's another one of those earth cannons that these guys were working on. You had taken out the mage, and you stomp the ground, and this huge piece of earth flies back over in front of you to intercept this volley of arrows. And the 3 arrows that he shoots hit these. You volley 3 of the earth chunks over, and they perfectly intercept those arrows, and it just explode into a shrapnel of, earth chunks. But you are unscathed.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do?
You said there's one of those cannons next to me?
Not anymore.
Oh, gotcha. I'm just going to start walking over to him, cracking my knuckles.
He loads up 3 more arrows. Are you going for an intimidation here?
Yes, full
Okay.
intimidation. Last chance.
Roll that epicness.
Last chance, little man.
Roll it.
13.
Okay. He fires off 3 arrows, but they completely miss. He's like shaking. He's shaking and just completely misses you, and they fly over your shoulders and out into the distance. And as they hit the buildings behind you, they explode.
oh boy, that's not optimal.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Okay.
The sandwich shop. No, another one.
It was your favorite sandwich shop too. The gyros, forget about it. They're gone. All right, he's intimidated.
I was trying to remember what the
My people.
I was trying to remember what those sandwiches were called in like the end of Avengers or something. I can't remember.
Oh,
Shawarma.
Don't they go to a
Shawarma.
curry-
There's
Oh, yeah,
my
they go to a curry
shawarma.
place, though, don't they?
Huh?
Isn't that curry or like a type curry thing?
Oh.
Is it?
I don't know.
No,
Some of the
it's in-
I thought they went
sandwiches
to a curry place.
It's an Indian.
Okay, whatever.
Yeah, I'm just gonna walk up. I'm just gonna chop him in the jaw.
Chop him
You
in the
judo
jaw.
chop
I'm just chopping him in the jaw, knocking him out. Just tried to tell you.
Alright, you judo chop him, and he just like stands up straight and then just falls over limp.
That's, I don't think that's how that works in real life.
No,
but,
that's how it works.
Okay.
Oh!
Okay.
Okay. And with that, you've defeated all 7 of the dudes. What do you do?
I eat a kebab. Definitely eat a kebab.
You definitely had those kebabs that whole fight, just for the record.
I immediately begin eating kebabs as I throw this guy over my shoulder and start waking him up.
Oh, he's dead.
I judo chopped him to knock him out.
So hard. He's dead.
Dang it! In that case, I go pick my hammers back up as I eat kebabs.
Okay, you've got your hammers.
I go back towards the tower.
Sick. Alright, jump back to Atlas.
Okay.
Who's still saying, "Stop resisting!"
You're like,
It's just a...
you're like clawing the ground at this point.
Oh dear.
Just
And
going for the most visceral look possible.
Yep. I'm burned, charred, bruised, stabbed, shot with arrows, and bloodied now.
Why are you, Rasputin?
there's going to be a plethora of nicknames for you, though. Okay. With that, everyone's beat.
Okay.
And you see Lydia has the mage pinned, right?
Okay.
And he begins speaking. And as you get closer, you come in just in time to hear him say this kind of last little speech.
Okay.
He says, "That fight was nothing. You've got a lot to worry about. We were just the scouting teams, if you will.
You mean assassination group, right? You came here to kill them?
I mean, we have the power of a scouting team compared to what's going to come."
Oh, of course. Continue.
Tell me more.
Yeah, please, go on. I wish to learn more of your machinations.
Is there an application? Can I sign up?
He says, "The time has begun with the killing of the oracles." And as he says oracles, you hear a loud explosion, and Atlas plows through the wall.
You mean Dozla?
Dozla?
Oh, you plow through the wall just
I
to
was it-
prove a point.
Hold on a second. Steps outside.
And no, Dallas. Oh my gosh.
Datless.
If we
Dazzler.
if we do some Dragon Ball Z fusion crap, we'd be Datless.
Alright,
Oh
I'm
my
gonna edit out all my mistakes.
goodness.
Dazzler plows through the wall behind you and just causes this huge scene. And the dude like leans up and looks and he's like, "The time has come."
Alex, what happened to you?
Silence. He's on his monologue.
Kebab.
Oh
Oh,
my
of course.
gosh! Can I finish? I'm about to die.
I eat real loud. I like loud eating, open mouth chewing, everything.
Oh my goodness! Do you mind? Can you wait 30 seconds? I've got this little speech. It's so close. I'm so close to being done.
I have a really loud swallow, and I gesture for him to continue.
Thank you. He says, "You'll never stop what's coming. The way has already been set for new life in Terminus. He'll be back."
Who are you talking about?
And with that, he reaches to his robe
Uh-huh.
and he rips it open to reveal this. He has a brand going from each shoulder down to his belly button,
Oh.
just a straight line.
Okay.
V.
Yeah, like a V.
Mm.
And with that, he reaches his hand up to his neck, and Lydia tries to stop him, but he just lights himself up and dies.
Well, that's lit. But
Lydia turns and she's like, "Really? Right now?"
it's been a.
No, I'm just kidding. That was a good joke. That was a good joke. Good joke. Good joke.
Thank you.
Oh, man, how'd you go in there?
Yeah, of course.
Anyway, that was horrible. I can't believe you just made that joke.
So
right
sorry.
now. The oracles? They're
I apologize.
dead. No, I'm just kidding. Got you again.
Don't worry, Lydia. You get used to his obtuseness.
She steps off the guy's now dead guy.
Not burning.
Yeah, and she walks over and picks up the girl with the longbow.
Okay.
Or who had the longbow, and throws her up over her shoulders. And she says, "Thon will want to hear about all this.
Of course.
We got to get back to him." And with that, you guys leave New Harmony Tower.
Just stop at the entrance. So I'm gonna clean this up.
I grab
It's
all
just-
of my weapons, by the way.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
I'm gonna put out the fires. We're not worried. Okay. So it's-
No, already like the fire crews have come in and they're working on dousing everything.
Oh, you mean the bucket brigade?
No,
Okay, fine.
that makes no sense. There's mages for that. Why would they use buckets?
You know what?
Can you use your brain, Ben?
Please humor me.
No. So you go back to
Alice, you
Thon's.
stink.
You go back to Thon's palace. You walk into Thon's, essentially his tactics room, and he has a whole layout of the city laid out on a map on a table in front of you.
Okay.
He's standing on the other side,
Alright.
and he has you relay the entire story of what just happened.
Mhm.
Then I ate some kebabs, and then.
All right, good kebabs. Glad you're.
Would you like one? I've got 3 left.
Actually, yes. Thank you. He starts munching on a kebab, and he looks over at the captive that you guys have.
Yeah.
Who Lydia's set down on a chair and tied up. He walks over, and he touches his hand to her forehead,
Uh-huh.
and she gains consciousness.
Mhm.
And he looks at her, and he says, "Why now? Why has he chosen this time?" And the prisoner sits there and just looks at him, doesn't even say anything. And Thon gets a little irritated, and he starts to yell, and he says, "Why now? Why is he coming now?" And again, she just sits there.
Speak when
Speechless.
spoken to.
I raise my hand as if to strike her.
She flinches, but doesn't. I mean, she opens her mouth, but doesn't say anything. Nothing comes out.
Should I strike her?
It's unnecessary. She can't speak. And he
What?
he says that she can't speak, and she opens her mouth, and she has no tongue.
Oh.
We captured the wrong one.
And she actually smiles and looks at you guys and kind of does like a chuckle to herself and just starts shaking her head back and forth. And Thon turns back to the two of you and says, "We still have time. He can't be back today."
Who is he, Lord Thon?
He looks up to you and says, "Well, it's Vanular."
Hey guys, this has been Questline. Thank you so much for listening. We hope you tune in next time for more adventures and more fun with all three of us. Quinn,
Steve.
And Ben.
see you next time.